raise your hand if you have more than 100 friends connected with you on social media. How many of those friends would you be willing to connect with if you're stuck on the side of the highway at 11 at night? I know that I myself would not be contacting you even if you're my social friend. Because what we're actually craving is real human connection. In the words of Brené Brown, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, we really want to be felt. We want to connect on an inner child level with other human beings. But unfortunately, as technology has really picked up, we are actually preferring to WhatsApp people, email people, compared to actually having normal conversations. And what we're finding is human empathy levels have completely dropped down. We don't know what people are going through anymore. And it's gotten so bad that the Japanese men are preferring having relationships with women on dating games. As you've seen in the artificial intelligence hologram in Blade Runner. Social media has also brought a lot of issues with it, where we're completely comparing ourselves with others. What are they eating? What are they drinking? What are people going, where are they going on holiday? And we're creating unrealistic expectations for ourselves. So tonight, I want to challenge you and talk to you about what is the impact of always being connected on your brain, on people in the room, and really having true human connection. So can a cell phone actually have an impact on your relationship with someone else? A recent study that was done in Great Britain, they placed a random cell phone on the table, and 70% of the people that were in that conversation found that the person was unfriendly, unsympathetic, and unhelpful. So how many times do you actually walk into a meeting with your Fitbit, your iWatch, your tablet, you're checking emails, you're sending a few WhatsApps while someone is training you? You can multitask, right? But can you really? Earl Miller, a neuroscientist, says we can't. The only thing we're really doing is we're switching between various tasks, and what ends up happening is you're actually giving yourself a shot of cortisol. It's almost like you're having a slab of chocolate, rewarding yourself. A cup of coffee, throw in a bit of cocaine and a lot of sex. Because you're multitasking, and you might not think you're multitasking, but what's happening is you're adding a bit of cortisol, so your stress levels goes up, plus your adrenaline levels. So it's almost like you're rewarding yourself by stressing yourself out, because you're probably going to be dropping some kind of a ball. And what ends up happening in your brain is you completely get overwhelmed and brain fog. And when someone in that meeting asks you a question, you have no idea what's going on. And according to these neuroscientists, this is actually having a huge impact on your cognitive capabilities. So you're not actually able to function very well when you're on multiple devices or just even multitasking at your desk. And I know I do this all of the time. And I get so overwhelmed that if I need to take any decisions or prioritize tasks, I have no idea what to do next. So can you try to stop multitasking, please? So if you're having a normal conversation with a human being, how long can they typically pay attention to you? The average attention span is 8 seconds, a second less than that of a goldfish. So sometimes, if you're talking to a human being, and I'm sure tonight you might have already been on the beach having a margarita. So you'll see that person and they're looking at you, but they've got this glazed over expression in their eyes, and they're really not there. Sometimes you'll notice you're on the beach, come back. So what are some of the solutions? Can we start having a culture of not taking any devices into meetings? Can you have a no-phone policy at your dinner table when you're spending time with your family? Can you, when you go into a client meeting, hide your phone so they don't see it? Instead of actually having an alarm clock next to instead of having a cell phone next to your bed, where the last thing you look at and the first thing in the morning is social media, emails, and texts, get an alarm clock. So you can actually switch off, have a good night's rest. And lastly, speak to strangers. This will actually boost your brain power and lower your blood pressure levels. So go speak to the people on the aisle in the shopping center. Speak to the people around you and be mindful. When you're drinking coffee, soak in that experience. When you're sitting with someone, have a proper conversation and real human connection. And soon enough, we'll all be really decent human beings.